If you've been part of the internet for the last few days, you might have seen the Ghibli art style taking over, and I'm talking about AI art style, taking over the internet, people playing with it, frying ChatGPT servers, but a lot of people have also stirred up a lot of drama surrounding it, like just the idea of regular artists losing their jobs, things like that. Today, I'm going to cover for you what kind of stirred up the online controversy throughout that, and just talking about the topic in general. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Guys, I will show you, just in case you're not familiar with the Ghibli art style, I'm going to bring you to two posts that really stirred everything up, okay? So the first one was from a user by the name of Phase Ronaldo. If you're in the gaming space, you might know who this is. This is the art style that everybody's been talking about. It's just like, I don't know how I would describe it. It's just an art style. I don't know who Ghibli is. Ghibli Studio is, or Studio Ghibli is the art style. You can basically put in something into AI and say, hey, make it in this art style. You can post your own face. You can design a scene. Doesn't really matter. AI does it very well, and people have been making a lot of like comic things, avatars throughout it. So this is what he had to say. Loving new AI. To be straight up honest, I think people who spend their time learning art and creating art should just quit. AI is the future and is phenomenal. Not only was this free, but no complaints at all. I'm an AI artist. Now, I personally think that was a little bit of rage bait, to be honest with you, but we are going to take a look at more of the conversation because it gets a little bit deeper, because Banks Burner was an even bigger post talking about this. A lot of people have been really freaking out about this one, okay? AI slop, you guys are disgusting, pay real artists. Those are the talking points that you will hear pasted over and over the internet. Nah, I'm good actually. AI takes a fraction of the time, doesn't complain, doesn't virtual single every chance that it gets, isn't opposed to new, more efficient ways of doing things. If these entitled art snub Luddite freaks had half a brain, they would master these AI prompts, use these incredible tools that everyone has access to, and 10 times their business. Crap's happening with or without you. Don't be the guy burning down the cotton mill, be the guy learning how to build them. Now, the problem is, a lot of people are emotional right now. A lot of people are worried about not only artists, and artists themselves losing their jobs. But the problem is, and guys, I know that you might be shaking your head at the idea of some sort of like revolution, okay? The particular fight against AI is 1000% pointless. 1000% pointless. And we're going to get into the conversation because we're going to take a look at a lot of people yelling at Banks Burner, yelling at Phase Ronaldo, people bringing up the AI conversation in general. It's not going to be just about my take, but a lot of people need to realize that AI is here and AI is here to stay. Technology has been taking jobs since technology was kind of invented. And it doesn't help when everybody is online just as soon as somebody makes an AI art image, whether it's for professional use, whether it's just for casual use. It doesn't help that all of the artists and all the people in support of the artists are constantly attacking people. That will not make anyone want to pay you. But let's think about this logically for a second. It is unrealistic to expect people, like take myself for example, because I have used AI throughout my YouTube journey and I have hired artists throughout my journey. I've done both of them. It is unrealistic for me, who has a family, who has bills to pay. I don't own my house. I rent my house. I have rent to pay. I have credit cards to pay. I have expenses. For me to pay hundreds of dollars whenever I need a piece of art that really won't get me back anything. It's just helping my YouTube video. Not only that, a lot of these things are time sensitive, and oftentimes AI does things better than real art can do. If I have an idea, I can just kind of jot it down. Again, I'm not saying that like you're wrong for wanting your jobs, because I'm somebody who worries about the world. I worry about AI ruining the world in so many ways, guys. It's just like when it comes to AI art and the fight against it, this particular fight I believe to be pointless. I feel and I hate with all of my heart how many jobs are going to be affected with this. I really, really do. And you'll have to take my word on that because I can't exactly prove it to you. I really do believe that, but I'm thinking logically right now. I'm thinking critically. That's very important. AI takes a fraction of the time, just as Banks Burner said, doesn't complain, doesn't virtue single every chance that it gets, isn't opposed to new, more efficient ways of doing things. It has infinite revisions. It's unrealistic. Again, take me, for example. It's unrealistic for me to, when I have something that is free at my disposal and quicker, why would I pay hundreds of dollars over and over again? It's unrealistic to ask of anybody. And then for me, whenever I use AI, I use AI in my thumbnails here and there. Like I never have complete AI thumbnails, but I have elements of my thumbnails that are enhanced through the use of AI. To have people like knowing if I posted this, hey, look what I did with AI, people telling me to off myself, people telling me what a scumbag I am, and it's to the point where like people will insult your character like, not even knowing anything about you. It doesn't help the fight. And the fight against AI is pointless. You need to use AI to your advantage, which a lot of these artists can do. You need to use your AI to your advantage, or you're going to completely fall behind. Another big talking point over here is, well, AI steals art. It's copyright. AI steals art. I'm no longer going to post my art on Twitter over here because AI steals it. A lot of people, and I hate using this word because it's so overused and demeaning, but a lot of people are uneducated on the topic of how AI works. AI scans the internet for, this is an easy way to explain it, okay? AI scans the internet and it learns by looking at other art. It will never just, if I have art on the internet, it will never take that and just paste it and give it to somebody. That does not exist. It does not steal art. Now, if you want to have a conversation about the training purposes, I'm open to having that conversation, but it's not just about what I think. Let's take a look at what everybody else had to say about this. A lot of replies that hit the Explore page, Banks Burner replies, Face Ronaldo replies. The conversation is very deep. So I ended up posting this over on X. If anyone has thoughts on this, I'll be making a video on Clenday soon. I will include some replies. Thank you for your time as always, guys. I make videos like this all the time, so if you'd like to join the conversation, follow me at Clen YouTube on Twitter, or you can check out the link tree at the top of the description or the actual direct link to X in the description down below as well. I'd love to have you guys over in the conversation, guys. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Let's take a look at what people had to say about this. Deafy Dawn had this to say: pay a dude to pump your gas, pay a man to deliver milk to the neighborhood every day. Technology has been replacing jobs forever. Just figure out how to move with the tech or get wrecked. As much, again, and this is the last time I will say it, as much as I hate the idea that people are going to lose their jobs, it's happening. You need to realize this. You can't get left behind. You can't just sit here and lose your job. And, oh, the injustice. You're going to lose your job just doing that. It's not feasible. This fight against AI is pointless. And now you can say, well, it's about morals. It's about ethics. Yeah, sure, but it's pointless. There is no fighting against this. As much as I'm against people losing their jobs, I am not going to sacrifice my use of AI daily just because of some worthless fight that I have. And I'm not a scumbag for doing so. I'm not part of the problem for doing so. It's a pointless fight, okay? Technology and I think I've said this earlier when I was just talking, technology's been replacing jobs forever. It's true. It's accurate. Bryce had this to say: also, real artists can still shine in a forum where AI is used as a tool because it clearly doesn't replace aesthetic taste or the ability to front-run new creative ideas. If anything, it simply weeds out the average. That is an interesting take, to be honest with you. I guess you could argue that true creatives will still find a way to have their minds picked through the use of AI, but I don't know. When it comes to actual like hand-drawn art, that's a little bit of a different topic, okay? Let's continue on to another tweet over here that I personally saw and I shared on my own Twitter account. I wanted to make sure that it was included in this video. This is one of the most important things that everybody needs to read, okay? True creatives won't get replaced by AI. It will just empower them to do cooler things faster. Many super creative people who just never took the time to learn techniques are now creating amazing art. The reason is there are no barriers stopping them from bringing their ideas to life. Creativity has always been about ideas, not execution. Artists are mad because executing ideas from the brain to the PNG file on a computer has been made a lot easier for the common man. If you are truly creative, there's no chance that you'll be replaced, as creativity leads to innovation. If you're scared of AI, it says a lot about how you value yourself. We are going to be taking another look at another post from EP. This is not the tweet that I was talking about, but man, another banger from EP over here. This is completely accurate, especially that last little bit. If you're scared of AI, it says a lot about how you value yourself. I look at AI, I see the dangers in AI, but I also see an incredible amount of opportunity. And believe me, I am going to be taking advantage of that opportunity while it's here, and it's probably going to be here to stay. I'm going to do my best to make money with AI as much as I possibly can. Banger tweet from EP over there. And I know that we have another one gathered from EP and we need to take a look at that, okay? But regardless, continuing on, we have a post from Julio. Use it as a tool to make your work better. You can say the same thing for programmers. However, you're put at an advantage if you use it simultaneously with your existing knowledge. That's what you're going to be forced to do. That's what a lot of people who want to get ahead of the game are going to have to adapt to do. Let's continue on to what Headwolf had to say. His information is incorrect. I'm against AI, but I don't think it's that big of a deal like other people. Like, I wouldn't cancel someone over it, but I still think people should hire real artists instead of soulless robots that can't even generate a hand with less than 7 fingers. That's changing, though. The technology is getting a little bit better. And let's continue on what Headwolf had to say. I didn't know there was more over here. Sure, you can tell ChatGPT to write a Kendrick Lamar type song about Compton, but it will never be as good as Kim Maad City. And I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the music over there because the AI never lived there. It didn't go through what Kendrick has, so it just wouldn't feel the same. AI never experienced anything. It's not a real person who has its own unique art style or a specific way of storytelling. The real reason I'm against AI personally is because AI can't make art feel real. Hold up, let me cook. Take Kendrick Lamar's albums, for example. The reason people like it so much is because he's talking about things he has been through and things that he has experienced. That's a toughie right there. And a good point, but to bring it back to what you were saying over here, you wouldn't cancel someone over using AI, which I completely agree with. It's ridiculous to cancel people over. But why should people hire real artists? Why? Like Headwolf, I love you. I like all the respect in the world. But why should people hire real artists? None of what you said told me it would be better. Why should I pay hundreds of dollars when I have something that's free in front of me? Why? And I'm not going to make the difference. I'm not going to make the difference. Am I going to be the only one spending money? It's not feasible for me. I can't just drop hundreds of dollars. I can't. It's not reasonable to do. But let's continue on over to what Yoxic said. This was in reply to FaZe Ronaldo. This is honestly disgusting of you as a big creator. There are so many artists that could draw this, but no, you had to use AI to take away from their jobs. This is why I hate this generation. You are taking jobs away from talented people. Yeah, and I don't know if what Bad Spider said over here too. I kind of agree. I can't tell if you're being for real or trolling. But it's true. This is the type of thing that you see in replies to people all of the time. Again, why would he not use something that's free and instant? A lot of these artists, you're waiting weeks. You're waiting weeks. Somebody who doesn't have work, you could wait a day or two. Yeah, you know what? But still, when it's time sensitive, if you're using for productivity, you can miss out on all of the profit that you could possibly make. Why should he hire real artists? If everybody else was doing it, sure. But there's going to be a lot of people really getting ahead of you. I see no argument as to why people should be using it. But this was the actual post that I was talking about over from EP. I'm glad that we ended up getting another one. So all the people in the comments crying about FaZe Clen using AI picks are in for a massive wake-up call. Just hire a real artist, bro. Wait till they realize businesses don't care that art is your passion and will always optimize profits and efficiency. Put yourself in a business owner's shoes and tell me which option sounds better. A. Pay an artist and wait hours, if not days, to get the finished product. B. Spin up a prompt and let it get the finished product in 30 seconds, not to mention the unlimited flexibility. If you're an artist, it's time to wake up. Nothing good comes from finding new technologies. Adapt or die. This was the banger that I was talking about. This is what everybody needs to hear, and this is what I ended up sharing on my own account, saying, put your feelings aside. And if you're watching this video, put your feelings aside, because I worry about people's jobs. And I know, like, you might think that I'm coming off insensitive in this video. You might. I'm thinking logically and with my feelings aside from this. I worry about the future of AI. I wholeheartedly do. The only thing that I am absolutely pro of AI is AI driving, because I hate humans behind the wheel. I will take a machine behind the wheel over a human any day of the week. Okay? But when it comes to AI and other aspects of life, that's where the actual problem is. But what is there? There's no disagreeing with this. Put yourself in the shoes of a business owner, just as he said. Put yourself in their shoes. Everybody is being dishonest if they are saying, hey, you know what? I'll choose the artist. Businesses don't care about your feelings. Businesses don't typically care even about ethics. But it doesn't even have to be about ethics. Take myself, for example, again. It's not feasible for me to drop hundreds of dollars. It's not. I can't do it. And the vast majority of people who use ChatGPT can't either. Let's continue on. I agree. When reaching out to artists, they can be some of the most pompous, rude, and self-entitled, I can interact with, let alone if they are booked and don't take offers. So what are you mad about now? I think this AI art thing was inevitable and needed. It's going to happen to everyone. They need to suck it up. As much as I really don't want to look at people losing at their jobs and say suck it up, that's what they have to do. They have to take advantage of AI, or they have to, unfortunately, switch careers. I hate it. Again, I am so for everybody having their job. If somebody can make their passion, their artwork, their work, I love that for them. And I hate that that's going to be taken away from them. But you need to adapt or die. This is a pointless fight. This is another problem, though. And I know a lot of great artists out there. Everybody who is in the creative space has had this experience countless times. People looking for art to get done. People looking for thumbnails to get done, whatever it may be. This is I've personally come across more entitled and rude people. And I would imagine that a lot of people on YouTube feel the same way. A lot of content creators, a lot of people looking to hire people. That is the reality for most people, and it does not help. And these artists are only driving more people to use AI when they're saying, oh my God, what's with this slop? You disgusting pig. Go F yourself. And they're being really, really aggressive about it. What about that do you think is going to change someone's mind? Just insulting them. Even people just using it casually. Oh my God, you're part of the problem, you piece of crap. And then when a user fights back and says, well, why is this so bad? Why are you saying these things about me? Typically, to be honest with you, you won't get a reply because you're already viewed like so far beneath them that like they'll have no problem stepping over you. You're like an insect to them at this point, right? But then they'll continue to call you a piece of crap. They'll just say that AI steals my art, which isn't accurate. A lot of people, again, aren't educated on how this topic works. And I hate saying that. I hate saying that because, oh yeah, there are a lot of people, you just need to educate yourself, you know? I hate when people do that, but it's true. A lot of these artists need a big change in how they deal with people. And I know you might be passionate, you might be scared. It's understandable. But that's not going to change someone's mind. For every person that you guys yell at, for every person that you freak out about using AI, you're just going to drive them to use AI more, and they're going to go, good, can't wait for this loser to get his job replaced. Ha, I'm going to laugh with my ChatGPT prompt. That's what you're driving them all to do. And I don't understand how people can't see that they're doing that. My main thesis is that people are lazy with or without AI. True. AI will enable the cracked, productive, high-agency people to do more with less resources. The other, they still won't do anything because it takes too much work, too much time, and too much patience. Wow. That's actually a banger tweet as well, guys. People are lazy with or without AI. So true. This is completely accurate. I love that. Wow. Very good tweet. We've got some good tweets today, guys. Honestly, I don't think AI will be able to compete with these goats. There you go. True creatives, I really do believe this, guys. True creatives still will shine. I'll use myself for an example, guys. Right now, what I'm working on over on my Clenema channel, which is about movies, TV show, all of those types of reviews, I'm working on, and I have been working on for months, a rewrite to Avengers Endgame. Every time that I ran into an issue where it's like, and I don't mean to sit down and call myself, oh, look at me, I'm a true creative. It sounds so horrible, right? But I had a good idea for how I would like Avengers Endgame to conclude instead of the way that it actually did conclude. I had the idea, I wrote it down, but of course, I'm not that great at writing a book. So there were so many times where I found myself like writing a piece of dialogue, and I'm like, that just doesn't sound right. So I put it in the ChatGPT, and I was like, make the sentence sound more like Thor. Amazing, incredible. So I wanted to be creative. I'm using AI to my advantage. So many people are doing that, and so many people can do that, and so many people, and of course, I don't want to show you like, hey, I'm like Stan Lee or anything like that. That just reminded me of like a time that I'm using AI to enhance my own work. True creatives still will shine. True, but automation is on the horizon. Basically, the true creatives that can get their ideas with ease now, what if we could get AI to mimic the decision-making process of that person? It means far fewer creatives required because we will have a scalable creative expert. This is still a way away, depending on what level of creativity. UI best practices and choices are first to get automated, but with the more design thinking stuff to go last. Maybe not for the V-top level creatives, but will drive the bar for human required skill sets much higher. That's an interesting take. I can see that being down the road, to be honest. The automation might be automation probably is on the horizon, but I'm interested to see how far AI will actually go, and I imagine that it's going to go further than any of us could expect in its actual like level of thinking, its own level of creativity. But I still do believe that exceptional humans with a creative mind will still be able to shine in their own way. Let's continue on to what Cyan had to say. Sucks to see the one thing which was never meant to be focused about, business. People are trying so hard to ruin that as well. AI art is not a thing. AI art is made based on what people create. If the artists do not get the support they deserve, then there will be no more any innovative artists or anything. What happens when there is none? No actual new, unique, interesting, innovative artists created. Nothing is there for AI to steal anymore. Again, AI stealing, that does not exist. But I do agree with what Cyan was saying. Like, I don't know if I agree with people generating AI prompts and calling it AI art. I guess you can call it like AI creating art, so maybe that's it. But I wouldn't like, I find it weird if somebody were to sit down and be like, yeah, I'm an artist. And all they do is generate AI prompts. That's a touchy conversation, okay? AKA the death of art as a whole. Stop being so blinded by money. See the horrible side effects it can have too. Not everything is about business. I am saying AI is bad as a whole, not that it has its uses. Art is not one. I don't think it'll be death of art as a whole. I don't think it'll be death of art as a whole because there are so many amazing AI images, to be honest with you, that I look at and I go, wow, that is actually a beautiful picture. AI is going to create movies, TV shows, all of that stuff. All of that's still art. It's just unfortunate that it's going to be replacing people. The problem is that none of these like anti-AI arguments are giving me any reason to not use AI. Yeah, you know what? People lose their jobs. Okay. Are you going to convince the entire world? Because I'm not going to be the only one laying down. Call me a coward all you want. I don't care. I'm going to use AI to my advantage. I'm going to use AI art to my advantage. I'm going to continue to do so until you can convince every other member of society to do so. Then it will happily stop using it. I'll be happy to. It's a pointless fight. AI is here. It's here to stay. And there is so much opportunity. There's so much opportunity. I am so fearful. I truthfully am. And I've talked about that at great lengths on the channel, particularly when it comes to AI chats and AI sex robots. I am fearful for how society is going to look in the future. I believe this against AI art is a pointless endeavor. Comment down below if you disagree. I would love to have you guys over there. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in how AI is going to affect music, we did make a video touching on that. It's very interesting. I'd love for you guys to check out this video on screen right now. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Take care.